Hello, everybody, and good Monday afternoon. Meteorologist Brad Maushart here with a check of your forecast, which, you can take a little sneak peek behind me because I forgot to change the sources, as I always do. Let's just switch off real quick. Let's change that to 1. We'll just change them all to 1. It'll be a little distracting, but that'll make things a little bit better as we work our way through the forecast here. Let's just jump over to this. Now, weather-wise, as we work our way through the day today, storms are pushing back in. It's a rough start here because I have the wrong source pulled up. I didn't look before I just hit play on this and started to go. Let me just switch this off real quick just so it's not too much of a distraction behind me. And then we'll get started. Hopefully everybody's Monday is nice. Hopefully you all had a nice weekend. It was just about perfect outside. We had no weather issues. Sunshine each day, a little chilly maybe for Friday and Saturday morning. Some areas got down into the mid to upper 30s, but overall really nice weekend. 3 days, we told you, 72 hours of consecutive dry weather. It's nowhere close to our longest stretch so far this year, but it's still at 3 days ties us for the fifth longest stretch at 3 days. A lot of 3-day stretches, but at least it gets us into the top 5. Number 1 was 10 consecutive dry days. That ended that stretch on the 29th of January. A little chillier back in January, a little drier though too. It's been a wet and soggy stretch ever since, really. Most of March, April, and now into May, we're seeing good rain chances pushing back in. Our stretch will likely come to an end today at 3 days. I don't think we'll make it through 4 today with that rain pushing in. Temperatures, despite, the rain pushing back in, it's still going to be mild outside. The reason being we have a nice south wind that's helping to push the warmer air our direction. 72 now at Lunkin, 72 at Harrison. Most spots across the Ohio Valley pretty uniform in temperature. But you can see we're also uniform in the rain chance department. More widespread rainfall. Light rain, nothing severe today, but it's enough to be a nuisance outside for the outdoor plans. You can see some of that rain down towards, now Brown, Adams County, Highland County, all seeing the rainfall down into Kentucky, Mason, Robertson County, Lewis County, Pendleton County, all seeing the rain right now. Bracken County too. So it's kind of messy out there, enough to slow things down. That's just going to be our biggest thing, is going to be, traffic slowing down on the roadways. I don't really anticipate seeing any strong storms. We will see a few rumbles of thunder this afternoon, and I think some slightly better chances for that with temperatures being a few degrees warmer into Tuesday. It's all courtesy of this lousy low just off to our southwest. Winds around that area of low pressure spin in a counterclockwise direction, and we are finding ourselves on the warm but also wet side of that low as that rain continues to funnel in. It's not going to be as widespread likely as what they're seeing down through the Carolinas, but we'll have a good chance, pretty good go at it today with some of the rain across our area. Wednesday looks to be our next driest day. There will be some lingering showers and storms out there, but Thursday, as temperatures continue to climb this week, 73 today, 75 tomorrow, 78 Wednesday, we're going to climb all the way into and really just surge into the mid-80s for Thursday. And that is going to be thunderstorm fuel. That, in combination with a lot of moisture across the area, and then you combine those with a big storm system rolling through the upper Midwest, it's going to spark off some good storms out there. So by this afternoon, will likely become our next first alert weather day into Thursday, because we already have the Storm Prediction Center highlighting that severe weather risk for pretty much all of Illinois, Indiana. Let me just grab control of this real quick and zoom out and show you where this entire threat is. Almost all of Illinois, the entirety of Indiana, portions of Wisconsin, Michigan, all the way down almost to the Memphis area, so northwestern Tennessee there, southeast Missouri. This does include portions of the tri-state, right around downtown and areas northwest. This storm system will be rolling in late Thursday night into early Friday from the northwest, and then weakening as it gets a little bit further off to the east, because this will be into the early overnight hours Friday morning. So things will calm down in there into early Friday. So a general weakening trend. I don't want to say that because you'll think that we're not going to have the strong storms, because we will into Thursday night. So that's something to keep an eye on right now. The models aren't picking up. The global models aren't picking up on that rain chance all that well. They want to kind of keep a little bit of a cap on the atmosphere. It's like a lid on the atmosphere where the storms don't want to pop up. But that cap is just not going to be strong enough with temperatures surging into the mid-80s. Now, if they're, by whatever reason, we get really lucky and we can keep those temperatures down in the upper 70s, maybe it'll try to hold on, but I just don't see it. So we'll keep a close eye on Thursday. Too early for specific timing, but when it comes to the threats, it does look like all threats will be possible with that storm system. So let's talk about today. We'll get back to Thursday in a second. Today, best chances for rain and storms going to be in the early afternoon, about 2 o'clock to about 6 o'clock. After that, things start to wean out a little bit, wane as we work way into the evening hours. You can see by 7, more dry time than not. It's going to be a very similar forecast for Tuesday. We start the day dry, few little stray showers for the morning drive, and then the later we get in the day, I'm just going to go ahead and stop this so I can manipulate this just a little bit better. You'll see as we work way through the rest of Tuesday, those storms will start to pop back up again into the afternoon and evening hours. This does not go out that far, but you can see by noon, that's when, again, with some daytime heating, temperatures in the mid-70s tomorrow, those storms will start to fire back up. That's what we're keeping our eye on for Tuesday. Again, garden variety stuff, no severe storms expected. Wednesday, even more spotty. We'll see some lingering showers and storms, but at worst, it'll look like what you're seeing on the screen. The later we get in the day, the better the weather will be. Tomorrow, the Reds are back in town. They have the White Sox, the Pope's team, we might say, in town for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So a 3-day stretch with the White Sox. Each of those days, especially Thursday, that is the day we're going to have to keep a very close eye on. Hopefully that storm threat holds off until after the Reds game. It'll be a late evening threat. But either way, 3 days to keep an eye on some of these storms rolling through in the afternoon. But don't cancel the plans to go down to the stadium. If you do have tickets already, you're going to go check out the White Sox. Don't cancel the plans. You'll have plenty of dry time mixed in, just kind of like what we're seeing outside right now. Not a complete washout any of those days, but just remain flexible. You might have to be down there a little longer than you'd anticipate in case we run into any delays outside. We're going our way back towards the end of the week. Like I said, here's tomorrow. I'm just going to give you the forecast temperature-wise for Tuesday. Very similar to today, just a few degrees warmer outside, 75 by about 3 to 4 o'clock, and that'll be our best time to see the storms outside. Tomorrow, again, Reds are back in town with the White Sox, 6:40. Just seems like every time the Reds have come to town since I've been working here, it has been a mess. So I apologize in advance, but we will see a chance for some storms. Not a washout. Don't cancel the plans to go, but you might see some delays. Let's look ahead towards Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, again, right here, this is 7 o'clock in the evening. Most of the heavy rainfall at this point has pushed its way on off to the east with that last lousy low we're seeing right now. That'll push its way on off to the east. We'll catch a little bit of a break Wednesday night into early Thursday. And then Thursday around midday, a warm front will lift across the area. Now, depending on how much rain we see from this, if we see a heavier downpour that keeps temperatures down, sure. That could help to keep that threat a little bit lower into the late evening. However, though, by the time that cold front crashes on through, this is going to be late Thursday night into early Friday. You can see some of the storms popping up there as indicated by the models. These storms are likely going to be strong. 84 degrees outside, all threats being possible with that. Friday evening, here's some good news. Friday looks like our next driest day. We could see a stray shower early in the morning, especially as the cold front pushes on through. But behind this cold front really not going to cool us off all that much. We're still going to be in the 80s for Friday. Some filtered sunshine out there. I know it looks gloomy on this image, but most of that, just high, thin clouds. Filtered sunshine. There are 2 concerts happening Friday and Saturday at TQL Stadium. Zach Brown Band, they're there Friday night. Saturday, it's Lauren Daigle, I think. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. But there are 2 concerts there. Both look to be in good shape. Now, Saturday morning, you're going to wake up and you're going to go, this is lousy outside. We will see one more good wave of rain, especially south of downtown where you can see the yellows there, maybe some rumbles of thunder early in the morning Saturday before most of you are even out of bed. But by the time as we work way towards midday into the afternoon, the later we get in the day Saturday, the drier we are going to be. It won't be as nice as this past weekend, but Saturday, later we get in the day, the evening plans especially, make them because I think we're drying out Saturday night. Sunday looks perfect again. Sunday we're talking filtered sunshine, a few high, thin clouds, and temperatures in the low 70s. I mean, we are getting lucky with some of our weekends out there to get some of this nice weather arriving just in time for the weekend plans. By the time it's all said and done, all the rain chances this week, we're not expecting any of these to be really widespread, really, really wet weather makers. But obviously, if you get stuck in one of the stronger storms outside, it could drop an inch of rainfall very quickly. But that's going to be very isolated. In the widespread fashion, most of us are under an inch. That runs all the way through Thursday. This does not include the Saturday weather, which will be early in the morning. So with that, we could add another half-inch of rainfall, especially south of the river, past CVG, down towards Owen, Grant, Pendleton, Bracken, Mason, Lewis, Robertson counties. That's where we could see the heaviest rainfall Saturday, but most of us are drying back out after that. Temperature trend the next several days. Again, 84, the expected high temperature on Thursday. If we do reach the mid-80s, expect a strong storm threat there. We drop a little bit. It's going to be breezy, too, Friday, Saturday. We're talking wind gusts over 20, 25 miles an hour both days. Saturday, hanging on to those wind gusts, and then Sunday, things should start to calm down, and it just looks, like I said, really, really nice out there for Sunday. Here's the forecast. Showed it to you earlier if you were watching at the beginning of the stream. It looks messier in most cases than it actually will be. We will have a chance just about each and every day this work week for rain, including today. Friday looks to be the exception to that. Warm and breezy outside Friday with those gusts over 20. Saturday, don't cancel any plans, especially in the afternoon and evening. This looks to be a morning rain event early on before many of you are even out of bed. The later we get in the day, the better the weather will be. Maybe still a little bit of residual gloom, but overall a nicer stretch through the afternoon. And then for Sunday and Monday, like I said, just about perfect outside. Reds are in town all the way through Sunday. If you have tickets, don't be discouraged by the Tuesday to Thursday storms. Keep a close eye on Thursday, but with Tuesday and Wednesday, I think by the time we hit 7, 8 o'clock, we're drying out and no storms are anywhere close. This is mostly going to be a mid-afternoon, 4 to 6 issue with lesser rain chances through the evening. So some dry time for those games as well. And then one more quick note, because it got brought up several times outside this morning. Oh, I might have gotten rid of the graphic. It's all right. Oh, well, I'll just verbally say it. The cicadas are coming. I don't want to panic anybody, but soil temperatures, when I looked last week before our nice weekend stretch, the closest soil monitoring station I could find was in Boone County, and that temperature was up to about 59.5, 60 degrees at 8 inches deep in the soil. At 8 inches deep, kind of where the cicadas are hanging out, they require about 64 degrees. That's when they start to wake up. This is another 17 periodical cicada, brood that is coming out. This is brood 14. Last year we had a different brood in the area, different brood of 17. So this is another 17-year cicada that'll be out. It's primarily going to be in our easternmost communities. But you can still see them downtown. You can still see them in southeast Indiana, just probably not as much as you're going to see out in Brown and Adams County and Highland and Clinton. So something to keep an eye on. But the cicadas are soon to arrive if you haven't seen them already. Everybody is tired of this rain. I agree. What do we got here? I'm trying to check some of the comments in there. Let's see. Softball tournament tonight at 6. Will we get those in? So Jesse answering that question with this real quick. I will show you that the best chances for rain today are going to be between about 2 to 6. And then we should start to dry back out of it. So you can see what happens 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, as I fast forward here, you can see it's going to be more dry than not. So it's not completely rain-free. It's not completely storm-free. Be safe out there. Obviously, don't play in the lightning. But by the time we hit 6, 7 o'clock, we will start to dry back out. So that is that. Everybody's tired of the rain, Richard. I agree. We're all sick of it. Thank you, Rich. Let's see. No, don't have kids. No, not married. Mother's Day was fantastic. Had some La Rosas. Took it to Mom. We ate outside on her patio because it was, like I said, this weekend was just fantastic. So it was great. We got to go out there and hang out. And I never even started this stream over here. I'm going to get yelled at for that, I'm sure. Now I'm going to act like this is just the start of the stream for our over-the-air secondary thing. Let's see. Yep, the cicadas. They're all coming. Ethan, yeah, we all thank Ethan. He was a super hard worker. Really great to have known him. Before I came back to the TV world, I was working for the company that makes these graphics that you see, that we use for weather. And I was training Ethan. Some of the graphics, some of the stuff, mostly the severe weather crawl you see when we have severe weather that goes across the top of the screen. So some other things too, but yeah, Ethan was great to work with. So he will be missed. So that is all, yes. And I think Jeff Creighton is going to be here this weekend, so you'll get to check out Jeff. Let's see. Severe weather. So Brooklyn, we talked about this a little bit. I'm sorry if you're just now catching us on the over-the-air stream on our secondary channel. I forgot to hit the button. It's a Monday, all right? Just bear with me. It was a nice weekend. I'm still recovering from how nice it was with the gloom. Severe threat. So today, tomorrow, no. No severe threat for today or Tuesday. Wednesday, no severe threat there either. However, another storm system will be pushing back in from the northwest as we work our way into the day Thursday. That's our next best chance for strong to severe storms. It's past the 3-day window where you have a specific threat area, but generally the Storm Prediction Center has already put us under a day 4 kind of slight risk out there. It's a 15% chance for severe weather anywhere inside this yellow area, and that does include much of the tri-state. So Hamilton, Wilmington, you're right on the edge. Williamstown, you're not in it, but you're close there in Grant County. Everybody in southeast Indiana, you are under this threat. And while we can't get specific with timing because it's just too far out, all threats are on the table with this one. Because we're going to see temperatures back the afternoon hours to 84 degrees. That is ample fuel for thunderstorms. We'll have very high dew points, which is a measure of moisture in the air. So with moisture, the heat, and a potent storm system driving on in, some other support here and there, the ingredients are going to be there for that stronger storm threat. Thursday night, this is going to be primarily, if I had to guess right now, a late Thursday into early Friday event. Just based on what we can tell. I haven't checked this model out. Let me see what this one's showing for Thursday. Let me try to find it. It's buried in here somewhere. And it probably has some old stuff overlaid on top, but we'll see if this shows anything for Thursday. Let's see. Oh, what do we got here? Monday, Tuesday. Oh, it's not even set to the right times. Give me a second. We're just going to do this on the fly. And none in Indiana yet, but just be aware, once those temperatures about 8 inches deep in the soil get up to about 64 degrees, that is what the cicadas like. Let's change this. I want to set this to, what is this week? 17th, 18th? Let me change this real quick. All right, so flying through here, let this load a little bit. You can see that storm threat starts to ramp up late Thursday night, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, and into the early overnight hours across the Ohio Valley generally. And then by about the morning hours Friday, we're clearing back out. So, again, these models aren't great. With getting into the details of things, but it just gives you kind of an idea of what they're thinking in terms of the timing with some of those storms that are starting to roll back in. Let me change the product altogether. And what this is going to be, let's see if I can find it. Will I be able to do this on the fly? Probably not. Let's see if it even likes this. It probably won't. It doesn't. All right, let's try one more time. This is what I get for trying to do this stuff on the fly. Oh, I don't want rain accumulation. What I'm looking for is called CAPE. And what CAPE is, essentially, it means convective available potential energy. We can call it CAPE, just to keep things a little bit easy. But what CAPE is, it's basically storm fuel. It's a mix of a lot of different things. But essentially what it is, it's fuel for thunderstorms. And as we work our way through this forecast, it's going to take it a second to load it in probably. There we go. So what CAPE is, and I'm going to change it to this, is the higher the values, the more storms have energy and fuel to work with. So tomorrow, yeah, it's there. And I know red looks bad, but in this case, this is a moderate amount. It's enough to get thunderstorms to develop. Look what happens in a Thursday. Wednesday, things kind of fall apart a little bit, but look at these bright yellows, whites. They start to slide in as we work our way into the day Thursday. And this, as you can see, as things get a little bit more highlighted here across the Ohio Valley, is why we have a severe threat for Thursday. When you start to see temperatures surging into the mid-80s this time of the year, you're going to have a lot of fuel to work with. So that's what we're keeping our eye on. This is Thursday at 5. It doesn't mean the storms are going to fire up that soon. This is just the energy that will be in place. I do think this is going to be a little bit later on in the evening. And then you can see by the time we hit Friday around 6, 7, 8 in the morning, that threat will start to subside. So just something to keep an eye on. This is just that storm fuel working our way through the day Thursday into Friday, and then we dry back out into the weekend a little bit. Saturday there will be another chance, but that chance is primarily well off to our south into Saturday You'll see that, there's a little bit of fuel to work with there Saturday morning, but it's mostly through southern Kentucky. So just a little something to look at. I'm going to pull up the 7-day again real quick, just in case anybody missed this while we were going over it, especially if they're watching the sub-channel. Apologies for that. I totally forgot to hit the button. It is very Monday. Yes, CAPE, convective available potential energy, if we're getting really nerdy on this. Reds are in town all the way through Sunday here. There are chances for storms. Don't cancel the plans. 84, that's the day we'll have to keep an eye on for Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, dry, more dry than not. I know it looks kind of a little messy there on Saturday, but that's mostly early before you wake up, drying out through the afternoon. So almost, if it weren't for that Saturday morning chance, a repeat of this past week, just a little breezier outside and perhaps a little warmer. Sunday, make some plans. Sunday looks to be our next best day. I am going to get off of that because I'll get yelled at if I'm not. I'm going to stop that in a second. If anybody ever has any more questions, you can follow me on Facebook. It's Meteorologist Brad Maushart. More than happy to answer your questions, just like we're going through today here on the Facebook live chat. And we'll keep a close eye on Thursday. Steve and I will be in here. We'll talk about it a little bit, and we'll have more tonight, starting at 3 o'clock this evening, or this afternoon, really. 3, 4, and then onward into the evening hours. Steve will be back in here tonight, and we'll be able to talk more about this Thursday threat, which I can just see the headline now. Thursday threat. We'll have more of that coming up in just a bit. Thanks again. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday, everybody.